Demon Fest was a big success this year. We'll have the details.
Plus the weekend forecast and all of your Demon sports. Welcome to NSU News. I'm Dylan Collins.
And I'm Sarah Gandy. Thanks for joining us. Your news starts now. The Louisiana High School Basketball Championships were held last weekend down in Lake Charles. But here on the campus of Northwestern State University, we held a different kind of statewide championship. Craig Belby has the story.
Saturday, March 14th, was Northwestern's annual Quiz Bowl. Students come to Natchitoches from all over Louisiana with one goal in mind: to win the state championship.
Quiz Bowl is an academic competition that high schools throughout the state can participate in. The sponsoring bodies, the Louisiana Association for Academic Competition, LAAC, and LAAC and Northwestern State University co-sponsor the state championship tournament. We have regional competitions that selected 32 teams to come to state. That's the first and second place teams in each regional and divisional competition. They'll compete today for 4 state championships, and like in sports, it's based on the size of the school. The large schools will compete against the large schools and the small schools against the small schools. Then this afternoon, the 4 state champions will compete against each other to be the overall state champion.
Just like athletes put in long hours on the field, quizzers do the same for Quiz Bowl. Different students prepare in different ways.
They do practices. As I said, they do competitions in other schools. Some other colleges have competitions. Of course, it's not the state championship. So usually most of the quiz bowlers and their coaches practice several times a week. Their sponsor or coach might have them memorize list of like Greek gods or planets and things like that. And so, yes, they do indeed practice.
Well, we have quiz bowl practice every Thursday at last hour, and she gives us a test. Like this can range from state capitals to different battles to different song pieces from different composers, and we all take a test on every Thursday, and then we go to Quiz Bowl practice every Thursday.
I generally don't specifically prepare for Quiz Bowl. We do have practices that we have weekly. Each one's an hour long. However, I spend a lot of my time just looking at the internet, Wikipedia, flipping through atlases. I love geography, which is my specialty here. But I also like looking at historical things, watching documentaries. It's best to study with your life than it is to study specifically for Quiz Bowl.
On Tuesdays during our lunch period, so it's about an hour each week, we just go through questions, sample question packets that we have, and our team captain designates different topics for each person to study. So I'm typically our math and science guy, and we have different guys for, say, presidents and different war battles, things like that. And so we just go through all of those and quiz each other informally as well as formally during our practices.
The winners of this year's Quiz Bowl were St. Martin's Episcopal School, and from here, they'll head to New Orleans for the national championship. For NSU News, I'm Craig Bilby.
Weather turned out great, and over a dozen bands made KNWD's Spring Festival a huge success this year. Kelsey Newman has the complete report on Demon Fest.
NSU, you just had a music festival in your own backyard. There was a full day of fun and music at NSU's annual Demon Fest. The event is hosted by KNWD, the student-operated radio station. 15 bands performed this year, with a headliner coming from South Carolina, Stoplight Observations.
The headliner, Stoplight Observations, put on a ridiculously awesome show. Students there seemed to really enjoy it. They just had so much energy, great music, And now I'm a huge fan of them just from hearing that concert.
Demon Fest is an opportunity for NSU students to showcase their musical talent.
I loved it, and I wanted to be a part of it ever since I came last year. So it was definitely a learning experience, but it was great because I've figured out that this is really kind of what I want to do. I want to go into event planning and like artist promotion, that kind of thing.
Students love attending the festival to see their friends and bands that they have never heard about.
I've never been to a concert before, so that was actually like my first live concert with bands and everything, and I felt the energy, and it was just so different and just great. I felt the good vibes over there.
If you would like to help or perform at next year's Demon Fest, go by KNWD and speak to the staff. For NSU News, I'm Kelsey Newman.
Media leaders on campus got a chance to go learn more about their area of media, as well as get to see New York City. Micah Pickering has the story.
Northwestern State University student media recently took a bite out of the Big Apple when some of its members attended the College Media Association's 2015 National Conference in New York City. Members of KNWD, Current Sauce, and Potpourri attended workshops and seminars from media professionals.
The trip to New York was a great experience. I think it's really valuable for all students to get to go on it at some point. Gives you a great picture of what it's like to be in the media capital of the world, or of the United States rather. And it's really great to also meet other student media students around the country to see what they do that works for their universities.
The conference took place at the Sheraton Hotel located within walking distance from Times Square. The students enjoyed some sightseeing and shopping after their sessions. The student media members flew out Tuesday, March 10th. Graduating senior and KNWD General Manager Daniel Thiels said what he learned about the radio industry while touring some of New York's premier radio stations.
Well, one of my favorite sessions was an engineering session. An engineer from a major radio station came and gave a speech, or hosted a session. And it was really great hearing about, how engineers work at a really large station. And then he actually took us to the station afterwards and showed us around the facility. So I got to learn, how a large station functions from like a hardware point of view, which is really valuable.
The students returned safely on Sunday, March 15th, and returned with the knowledge to help them in their future careers and to aid NSU's student media in the coming years. This is Micah Pickering with NSU News.
All right, we've had some crazy weather lately. Can you let us know what's up for this weekend?
Well, Sarah, spring starts tomorrow, so we can see lots of changes in our weather trends. Find out about those trends after the break.
With a full-time job, Donna Johnson could only dream of getting her master's degree. No way did she have time to go back to college, or so she thought. Donna enrolled in ENSU, Northwestern State University's online program. ENSU let Donna go to class at home. Now, thanks to ENSU, Donna has her master's. Learn how to get your degree by logging on to nsula.edu. Northwestern State University. Students today, leaders tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Javonte Thomas, and this is your NSU weather. Looking at our current conditions, we see temperatures of 74 degrees, humidity at 99%, and southwestern winds at 2 miles per hour. In our national radar, we see there's a lot going on in the United States. We see rain in the northwest. We see rain in Arizona and New Mexico, as well as in the Midwest. And we also see a storm in South Carolina, Georgia, and North Carolina, West Virginia, and Virginia. Looking at our area radar, we see that there is no precipitation here in Louisiana. We do see some rain here in the Houston area that will travel east towards Louisiana later this week. For our temperatures this week, we see the northern part of Louisiana, Shreveport and Monroe are at 73 degrees, Natchitoches and Alexandria are at 74 degrees, Lake Charles and Baton Rouge, 75 degrees, and New Orleans is the highest city with 77 degrees. Looking at our national temperatures, we see Seattle at 65 degrees, Salt Lake City 52 degrees, North Platte at 55 degrees, Chicago, Illinois at 48 degrees, and Miami, Florida at 84 degrees. Tonight we can expect a low of 58 degrees. Tomorrow we can expect a high of 77 degrees. For our 5-day forecast this week, we see temperatures in the lower and upper 70s for our high, and for our low, we see temperatures in the lower 50s and the lower 60s, and there will be rainfall on Saturday. Just because there is rain, this is a great day to begin spring. I'm Javonte Thomas. Thank you for NSU Weather.
When I was a little girl, my father taught me about business. He had me pick out a company and follow it in the stock market. While a student at Northwestern State University, my interest in business led to a degree in business administration, and that degree is paying off, as I now own my own company. I'm Sherry Talley, a proud and successful graduate of Northwestern State University. You can be too.
Northwestern State University. Students today, leaders tomorrow.
Having issues registering for classes, or do you need a new ID card, or even where to go? Well, located right across from the Student Union, the Student Services Building is there to help you with any issues you have. Matthew Lingle has a story.
Do you need help with a problem on campus? Then most likely you will need to start at the new Student Services Building. Student Services offers outstanding aid to students for classes, advising, and financial aid.
Yes, student services is really important. This is financial aid, scholarships, admissions, Office of First Year Experience, as well as recruiting, and the One Card office for all of your student ID problems. So like anything you need as a student during your time here is in this building. So if you want to make sure like you're up to par on everything and everything's taken care of, just come in here.
The building provides less stress for students since everything is located in one place.
Working for Northwestern is very rewarding in the fact that obviously I graduated from here, and so you get to continue on with that family environment and experience. In this building, I'm going to say a lot of these youngsters don't know how good they have it having everything in one building, because when I came to school here, we had to go to separate buildings for each thing, whether it was a fee payment, whether it was standing in line and pray there forever, whatever it was, we had to go to different buildings for each thing. So having everything here in one building is really nice and such a blessing for them. They don't even know how good they have it. And also it's nice for us because if we have to run something upstairs to admissions or financial aid or anything like that for any of our future students, it's nice because we're all in the same building. We don't have to go across campus.
So stop by Student Services Building if you are having trouble with your classes or simply have any questions. For NSU News, I'm Matt Lingle.
Lots of people cannot go a day without looking at their phones. With new technologies and new apps, it makes it even more difficult. A fairly new app has many NSU students glued to their phones. Cassandra Briscoe has the story.
Yik Yak, the popular app that allows you to post anonymous questions, answers, or opinions to a newsfeed. The app is mostly used by students at NSU to leave comments about anything they wish to say. Some students love that it is anonymous, but to an extent.
I feel like people explicitly humiliate each other on there, and they can fall back on the fact that it is anonymous and not feel bad about it.
The app allows you to instantly send messages that appear on a newsfeed for all people in your area to see.
I like the fact that you can get news and knowledge that's in your area, or particularly I use the app for on-campus activities and the news on campus, basically.
In the eyes of some students who may be shy or quiet, Yik Yak is very helpful.
A lot of people won't speak up because they're afraid of what people might think about their opinions and what they say in their statements. So with it being anonymous and with them being behind the cell phone, they will speak up and speak their minds and won't have the repercussion of someone judging them.
Although Yik Yak is just another app on your phone, some students find it beneficial.
I mean, that has pros and cons. I mean, it's good and bad. I mean, because some people go overboard with it, but then again, it's freedom of speech and you can say what you want.
Posting things about someone else, but they won't ever be discovered that it was them.
If Yik Yak is something you'd be interested in, you can download the app in the App Store for iPhones or the Play Store for Androids. For NSU News, I'm Cassandra Briscoe.
So, Kelsey, the Lady Demons had a pretty interesting weekend this past weekend. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
That's right, Dylan. It looks like those Lady Demons are on their way to making NSU sports history. We'll have all that and more when we return with your NSU Demon Blitz. Welcome back, Demon fans. I'm Kelsey Newman, and this is your Demon Sports Blitz. The Lady Demon basketball team completed a remarkable 4-game and 4 days run through the Southland Conference tournament with a 58-50 victory against the number 8 seed, Houston Baptist. In Sunday's national championship game, the win clinched a 4-programmed the NCAA tournament berth in school history, and marked the first time the Lady Demons earned back-to-back NCAA bids. The Lady Demons will make their second straight NCAA tournament appearance. A first for the program, Monday night, the Lady Demons held a selection show party at Chili's in Natchitoches to find who they would be taking on in the first round, and after a short wait, they found out that they would be traveling west to Waco, Texas to take on the Lady Bears of Baylor.
You know, some of the stuff that they've run for years, but it's always very effective because they have some of the best players in the country, and we'll have a huge task in front of us trying to figure out how we're going to score and how we're going to be able to defend them inside, and they're going to defend and rebound with the best in the country, and you know, those are two areas that we're really going to have to figure out some things before we head to Waco.
The number 15 seed Lady Demons and the number 2 Lady Bears meet at 1:30 p.m. at the Farrell Center on Baylor's campus. The game will be televised on ESPN2, and you can also listen to the Demon Sports Network at nsudemons.com. The Demon basketball team will have another chance to shine at a home game in the Insider Tournament at the first round against Tennessee Martin tonight, making their 4th Division I postseason appearance. All under 16th year head coach Mike McConaughey, the Demons will play their first ever home court Division I postseason game against the Skyhawks. The Demons led the county in scoring 84.1 points per game, with the nation's top assist man, Jalen West, and NCAA's number 2 scorer, Zeke Woodley, a combination dubbed Jay-Z on the tour and site by the collegeinsider.com's Angelina Lento. Tonight's game will be not an easy one.
Which I had seen them earlier in the year on one of the channels the game was on and watched them. I was really intrigued with them as I watched them because they played with a lot of energy. They seemed like they had great parts that worked together, inside, outside. Looked like they had some guys that could really make plays going to the bucket and could really go to the boards rebounding, which is a concern for me since that's been our Achilles heel all year. But there'll be a very formidable opponent. Feel good about being here at home. Very hopeful that we can get people out to support the Demons and kind of look at it like it's a senior day for Marvin and, you know, just have a great experience.
Come watch the Demons cage the Skyhawks tonight at 6:30 p.m. in Prather Coliseum. If you missed the game tonight, you can watch a replay on NSU TV on Friday. Check out nsudemons.com for the air times. The Demon baseball team took on Sam Houston State over the weekend. The Demons took 2 of 3 from the Bearcats at Brown Stroud Field, only losing the final 9-3. The loss was NSU's first conference loss of the season. NSU will hit the road tomorrow to take on Stephen F. Austin.
Well, Johnny is he's a great coach. He was a great player. He's a very good coach, and they got a good Friday night guy. Know that. He's back from last year. They run. They got a new guy in running their offense, so they're going to try to steal a lot of bases. And they played a tough schedule. And, you know, I know one thing. When you play Stephen F., they're going to come at you. They're going to give you everything you got, and that's a tough place to play over there. So, again, we're just looking forward to getting out there, and it's the next opponent on the schedule, so it's the biggest games of the year.
First pitch is set for 6:30 tomorrow night's game at JC's Field in Natchitoches, Texas. The Saturday matchup is slated for 2 p.m. and then the wrap things up on Sunday at 1 p.m. In a return home for the 9th Northwestern State softball players who hail from the greater Houston area, the Lady Demons did not disappoint, taking the final 2 games of the series against the Houston Baptist to sweep the Huskies. NSU defeated HBU 6-4 in a game 2 of series before erupting in a 15-4 win in the 5th inning during the final. NSU was in action last night against the state rival Louisiana Tech. The Lady Demons were just too much for the Lady Bulldogs and won 10-5. Now they turn their attention to the weekend's conference series against Sam Houston.
They fight, and they've got some good, good hitters over there, and they can swing the bat. They hit quite a few home runs, extra base hits, so hopefully we can keep them in the park and make the plays we're supposed to make, and then we'll make the adjustments we need to make. Sam's always a competitive team year in, year out, and we'll hopefully come in here and do the things we need to do to win, and keeping them in the park I think is going to be the main thing.
First pitch is scheduled for 1 p.m. Friday at the Lady Demon Diamond, and they will play 2 on Friday and finish the series with 1 game on Saturday. And for all your Demon sports coverage, make sure you go to nsudemons.com, and for all the game recaps and more from our wonderful sports information department. And that'll do it for your NSU Demon Sports Blitz. I'm Kelsey Newman.
Well, that'll do it for NSU News. I'm Dylan Collins.
And I'm Sarah Gandy. Thanks for watching and have a great night.